Hey, what's up everyone? This is Seth from Heartbreak Garage, and today I'll be doing a video on the different pads you can get with the Drift HQ dual caliper setup. So the setup comes with the Bp-20 pads, and you can upgrade to the PolyMatrix A for an additional cost. So whenever I was ordering it, I didn't really know which one to get, so I figured I'd get both of them. I can make a video, I can explain, you know, what the differences are. Obviously the results may vary depending on your tire size, your pressure, you know, what you're looking for in a hydro setup, but I can kind of explain, you know, how I feel about it. So the first pads we're going to go over are the Bp-20. These are a less aggressive pad. And then of course the PolyMatrix A are more of aggressive race pad. So let's get into the Bp-20 first. All right, so just to explain real quick, the information I'm getting is straight off of the Willwood website. So if you just look up Willwood brake pad compound, and you can go on straight on their website and they'll kind of explain the different pad compounds. But the first one we're going to go over is the Bp-20. They explain this pad as a medium friction, highest effective temperature range in medium temperature pad group. So it's going to have a smooth engagement, and the torque curve increases in relation to temperature. So this Bp-20 pad, you are going to have to warm up quite a bit before it will actually lock your wheels up. But in this video, I'll just kind of see how much do you have to warm it up. Are you going to have to drag your e-brake halfway across the track before it'll even lock up? You know, for me in a hydro, I don't want to have to, every time I go out on the track, drag the e-brake for 30 seconds, you know, before I can even start pulling it for it to lock. So I kind of want one that's going to engage pretty rapidly. But, you know, how much do you have to warm up the Bp-20? So we'll check that out whenever I go on the test drive. Every test drive I will go to 50 miles an hour, and then I will pull the hydro. So obviously when you're on the track, you're not just going to be going straight and pull the hydro and all that stuff. I know there's a little bit of a difference here, but unfortunately, you know, I don't have a track that I can just go to, or a parking lot or anything like that. So I figured the easiest way for me to test it is just go straight, go 50 miles an hour, keep it consistent. It's the same tires. They're Kendas 365s, and I believe they're aired up to about 30 psi. So I'm just going to go out on the road. I'm going to go 50 miles an hour with both of them, and I'm going to pull the hydro, and then I'm just going to pull it for a second, and if it doesn't lock, I'm going to keep pulling it until it does lock, and we'll just see how quickly the Bp-20 or the PolyMatrix A lock. Alright, so we're at 50 miles an hour. We just got back from the test drive with the Bp-20s. So I pulled the handbrake on the video, and then I couldn't get it to lock. So on the way back, I was trying to pull it just to see if it would lock. I pulled it probably 10 or maybe 15 more times. It felt like it was close to locking up. It just couldn't quite lock. So, and I was pulling it way harder than I should have to. So we're gonna go ahead, we'll jack the car up, we'll put the PolyMatrix pads on after these rotors cool off a little bit, because they're pretty dang hot, and then we'll go for another test drive, and we'll see how much of a difference it is between the Bp-20s, which were about $50, and the PolyMatrix A's, which is a $100 upgrade for the dual caliper setup. So stay tuned. Now that we have the test drive done with the Bp-20, we're going to move on to the PolyMatrix A. So on Willwood's website, they explain it as the ultimate high friction pad with aggressive initial response, immediate low temperature response, and a low wear rate. It says that it has immediate cold response with highest friction values at all temperatures. So from the way Willwood explains this pad, it seems like it would be the ideal pad for a hydro setup, but we won't know until we do the test drive and check it out. So let's see how it performs. Oh, almost locked. So almost locked the first time. It locked up pretty good the second time. Let's just do it one more time just to see. Let's lock it up instantly now. Just got back from the test drive with the PolyMatrix A. As you can see in the video, it took probably about 3 pulls for it to fully lock up. I've driven this a little bit with the PolyMatrix A, and I have had to pull it 3 times before it even started locking up. But in comparison to the Bp-20s, to the PolyMatrix A, you know, I pulled the Bp-20s, I don't know, 20 times, and they still didn't want to lock up, versus the A's, which, you know, on an average, I'd say 3 to 5 times, just kind of pulling it. You don't have to drag it or anything, of them locking up. So I'd say, you know, if you would just drag the PolyMatrix A on the way to the track, you know, they'd probably lock up first try. I mean, they don't really take much heat to lock up versus the Bp-20. So I'm not saying, you know, the Bp-20s aren't gonna do what you want them to do, but they definitely have a lot higher of a temperature curve. So if you're looking for something, you know, to go out there and just pull it and it lock up a lot faster, you know, and just get out on the track and go drive, you know, probably the PolyMatrix A would be your best bet. If you don't really care about that much, the Bp-20s will probably do what you need to do for a smaller price. But for me, you know, the PolyMatrix A are gonna be what I'm gonna stick with, because I definitely don't want to, you know, pull off the track, rotate my tires, and then, you know, an hour later I get back on the track because I'm chilling with my friends or whatever, and then I gotta drag the Bp-20s for the first lap, you know, to heat them up. And I have talked to a couple other people, and they do say the Bp-20s on their cars also take a long time to heat up before they will lock up. I think in the heat curve, you know, they're 600 degrees or so is when they're at their highest, versus the PolyMatrix A, their friction rating starts at Bp-20's almost highest. So of course, with a harder pad, you're going to get more rotor wear and all that stuff. It may be noisy on the road. I know sometimes whenever I'm slowing down at stop signs, you can hear the pads rubbing the rotors. You're just going to get that with a harder pad. You know, if you've ever ran race pads on any of your cars, they kind of squeak, or you can hear them rubbing. But I'm definitely okay with that for the performance upgrade versus just the noise. So other than that, I haven't seen any more negatives to it. So if y'all have anything, you know, leave it in the comments. Let me know if y'all have experienced something different with each pad, or if y'all want to have some more information on something, just let me know. I'll make another video explaining a little bit more. So thanks for watching. If you like this content, you want to see more content, if you have any ideas, just leave it in the comments. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and have a great day.